of the Watch Left 4 Dead 2014 Spring Pro Mod Tournament. I am Rails Barlow here on Kiss Me Stream, and I have a very special caster with me here tonight, Mr. High Cookie. How do you tonight for us, but this morning for you, sir?
This afternoon, I'm very good, thank you.
That's good to hear. And we're going to be bringing a game between Team Latin Noobs and Team Dangerous, and we're actually going to be going live right now. We will get to those roster rundowns after this first hit. We expect it to be a very close match here. Both teams have equal records. They are not, unfortunately, in the bracket chase, but they are fighting to have some fun for good sportsmanship here and to get a lot of experience. I know that's exactly what they want. And we're going to be seeing Team Dangerous on the SI side first, with Team Latin Noobs on Survivor side. And we're going to see our first tank at 28%, Witch at 44. And as soon as Latin Noobs come across the line, we'll be ready to get this underway. Oh, actually, they're going to have the tank spawning up right now, so I lied. They have a Hunter going in here right now. He's going to get dead stopped and shut down. He actually manages to land there, and the jockey manages to land too. Tank's going to try to run in right now here, as a matter of fact, for Team Dangerous. And he's going to be missing the first couple punches. Boomer's going to land the 2-boom there. And Tank's going to get a couple smacks on the coach, and he almost...
Ooh, almost in the water.
Oh my gosh.
That's a very strong triple boom there.
Oh my gosh, I keep imagining these survivors. How are they still alive? Coach just jumped on top of the thing. Rochelle is now on top of that as well. This is going to be a lot of damage coming out from this Team Dangerous tank. They didn't even get to do a roster rundown because of the damage that's going on here. We have a Hunter coming in there trying to land on the coach. Charge is actually going to be able to support that, so that's a lot of damage going out. And right now Mario is the only one left. Actually, wait, Coach is still up too. Now he's down. That's Pit still alive too. Jockey's running after him. High Cookie, what are we seeing?
We're seeing some amazing jukes by Mario. He got played on first by that tank and just managed to weave around, kept getting hit, but every time got out of it. I don't know how the tank managed to catch everyone else but Mario right to the end there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's so unfortunate because that jockey still has about 155 HP, and that tank has 18 HP blocking him, and that is going to be the wipe for Team Dangerous. We didn't get to do a roster rundown. That's how quick that happened.
That was very quick. I think that starting with that tri-boom really helped. I think without that, it would have been a completely different game. I think that boomer really was the MVP of that infected run.
I completely agree, because then once that horde focus was on them, they got a little bit separated. But so now it's going to be up to Team Dangerous to try to capitalize on what they were just able to pull off, holding Latin Noobs to only 56 points to start. And we are going to be able to do a roster rundown. I'll take Dangerous, and you can take Latin Noobs. So for Team Dangerous, we're going to have Mustachio, Yandere, El Cid, and Kish.
And for Latin Noobs, we have Mario, Hammer, Figore, is it? Yeah. And Nops.
Indeed. And so we're seeing, actually for the first time in this tournament, I know we were talking a little bit about how the ping differential works. Most of these players actually they're pretty actually close in ping from where I'm looking at. I know Mario is from Texas in the United States, and I know Kish is using a ping mask, so I'm not exactly sure where he's from. But it's going to be a pretty evenly matched game as far as I can tell.
Definitely. The thing with ping, as we were explaining before, is it really oh, they're going live now.
Yeah, like you were saying with the ping, it really depends on positioning with that. See exactly how both teams decide to handle that. So we know now they're not going to catch me by surprise again, that the tank's going to spawn literally right out of the safe room. So it's going to come down to how well they take this first hit. And looks as though they're going to look to go with the Hunter and Charger from one side. Tank's going to spawn up right now, so they're probably going to be launching it right here. Dangerous is making sure to push out. Bot Hunter, or actually that's not Bot Hunter, that's Figure. I have no idea. Now it's Bot Hunter. Okay, Tank's in the hands of Figure. There we go. Jockey's going to be running around on the roof there looking to jump in. Charger's sitting on the roof back there, and they're waiting to save that boomer. And like you mentioned before, that boomer really is what set it off for Team Dangerous when they were on the infected side. And everyone on Dangerous is from Peru, I'm being told.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed just then the survivors push out very quickly, so they blocked the boom that was on the right roof and had to reposition. And I think that might have definitely saved them in this tank. Yeah. Looks like it's playing
Indeed, and we're going to have that hit going in there right there. And actually, both those SI are going to get cleared. So now it's up to that boomer, and there's going to be a rock coming in. It's going to miss, however. So this tank has to be a little bit careful here.
Rock tanks are actually on high ping, I should add. Rock tanks are one of the hardest things to deal with because rocks are all server side. But with two teams high ping, they really need to make sure they're completely out of reach of rocks, because you have no ability at all to shut down rocks.
I see what you mean, and it looks as though we're going to be seeing this tank commit fairly soon because he's down to 40%, 35%, 30. He's going to jump rock in, and he's going to land it, almost onto Ellis there. He's going to start pushing in that corner. Boomer's going to spawn up right there, and actually going to get a nice double boom in, and that's where he's going to clear the pin from the jockey, but he does have Coach. Ooh, he's going to get a little bit juked out there. Coach is managing to move around him. So it's about 4k health left. He's going to keep trying to push around. Probably going to go for the boom survivors now. He's going to land a nice, or almost a double punch, I should say. They went another hit onto Nick, another hit onto Rochelle. Running around here, trying to get as much damage as he possibly can. Probably going to get that down on Rochelle and then refocus. He's going to jump and throw another jump rock here. Turn around, nice rock on the Coach. And now we just got to be careful that survivors don't get death punched here, but the tank is going to die after doing a little bit of damage. What did you think of that tank there, High Cookie?
I think its entry was really good. It had a double boom and the Hunter was still up. But I think once the boom wore off and the Hunter was killed, I really think it maybe should have got out after that cap and just played the rest of the tank out slower.
Right. I think he was trying to go for the wipe there instead of just trying to play it out like that instead of doing damage.
Yeah, exactly. I think once he saw that support was down and they still had a couple players on good health, the wipe was never really going to happen.
Yeah, but I guess they tried to go for it anyway, considering the score here. But now they're gonna have to do a lot more damage. We do have a witch, I believe. She's gonna be positioned near the white van a little bit further up. We have a charger crouched behind an Optimus Prime truck here, waiting to go in. Now he's gonna send that in. Actually, he's gonna miss that free charge. Spare's gonna go in there and not be able to spit on anything. We'll get shut down. And it's a jockey and a hunter up, still up for Team Latin Noobs.
Yeah, they seem to be saving for this witch.
I think that actually might be their best bet at the moment because they still have Kish for Dangerous sitting at approximately 86 green health points, so gotta be a little bit careful here because if Dangerous makes it safe from this, that'll be a nice lead going into second chapter.
They're skipping the witch.
See, this is at the point where, because killing the witch gives you 25 points, obviously, but they're saying, okay, let's skip it. Let's not try to get those 25 points. Let's preserve the health bonus we have. That's a nice pop going on that Boomer. Hunter's going to go there and a nice 18 damage pounce, though, onto Coach. Then they're going to send the jockey and smoker at the same time. Both of them are going to get pretty much shut down, so that actually might be it. Dangerous might be able to push safe room right here.
I think that was a very good choice by the survivors skipping that witch. I don't think the going for the 25 points with the 2 spawns up was a good option, so I think my team would have done the same and kept our health bonus and taken to the safe room, and they will make it to the safe room.
Yep, and they make it in there with a very nice 248 point bonus here to start off this game for Team Dangerous, and that's going to give them approximately, and I can't do math, so don't worry about it, Mario's going to leave here. He's probably going to rejoin in a couple seconds, but pretty much a 500 point lead. Let's just call it around there.
Yeah.
That's a good way to actually start off here. So then this will also give me a good time to ask you, how did your match go when you played it?
Sorry.
What? I was asking generally how your match went.
It went very well. Sorry, I just had to deal with something quickly. We played a Peruvian team. I think they played very well. Our team actually thought it would be a very easy game, so we came out and we're just kind of like not really mucking around the first couple maps, but they turned out to be extremely good at dead stopping, and they actually shut down a few attacks, and they almost took the lead in the first 2 maps. So then we buckled down in the last 2 and played quite more seriously, and it actually ended up we only just scraped in front by 400 points, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the thing about playing at the competitive level. No matter where you're playing from, you know, these teams that are dedicated to playing competitively, there you can never really just put them in a box. Like, you have to be extremely cognizant of what's going on in these games.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that was straight after the table flip versus Serious Business game, and I said to my team, I said, we just saw, you know, the team that everyone thought was going to win, not win. So please, let's make sure we don't do that. And we almost did it in the first 2 maps. So I said, you know, come on guys, let's win these last 2 maps.
Yeah, and then when you got to that kind of playing mode, it takes a lot of concentration to be able to get into that kind of mode. And then I think they're actually talking to Sada about him being able to spec or not, but he indeed is not able to spec because this is a tournament match, and he has disconnected. So now we were just waiting on Mario to come back, and we're gonna be seeing our tank at 57% and our witch at 83% here, with Dangerous starting out on Survivor first. What do you think the best strategy for Latin Noobs to do right now would be for them to get back into this game a little bit?
Well, the tank is at 57%, which I believe is before the event. I think they really need to get a lot of damage before this event using that tank and shut them down in the event,
Right.
and then hopefully they can make it through the event and maybe get a little bit of bonus.
Yeah, I mean, but the first thing that they gotta do really is if they can shut down Team Dangerous here. I think the best way to do it would be to get a whole lot of chip onto the survivors before that event, before that tank area.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. Is yeah, they want to slow them down as much as possible, because I think going for a wipe is fairly unrealistic with these pings. You know, getting a magic 3 cap or tank wipe. But I think definitely if they can chip them down and chip them down evenly as well, so they all have to commit pills very early.
Right, and the committing of those pills and getting somebody bleeding there, even if it's just one survivor, then it really would not be. It'd be optimal for the infected to do before they deal with both that event and that tank. And I am also being informed that Mario will not be returning, and Renew will be taking his place, and he is also on their roster according to our lovely tournament admin Zen Digital. So we should be good to go momentarily. Something else we saw earlier today in the game between Team Apollyon and Team Dynasty. Believe it or not, did you watch that match?
No, I did not. I was still sleeping at that time.
Gotcha. And see, Team Dynasty, actually, they had 1 member from their original team and 3 ringers, and then Apollyon changed, I think, 2 or 3 members over the course of the game due to people's internet dropping out, so it was like a ringer battle.
Yeah, it was, what's that game called when you walk around and swap seats? Oh, musical chairs. Musical chairs of teams, yeah.
Musical tournament match Left 4 Dead 2. So for Team Latin Noobs, we're going to be seeing a Hunter, a Smoker, a Boomer, and a Charger on their first hit here, trying to get back in this game against Team Dangerous. They're only down, like we said, by about 500 points at the current time. So it's definitely doable, and we still have 3 more chapters left to play. Smoker's going to get a pull out here onto Rochelle with Charger cover coming in. That Charger's actually not going to charge yet. It's going to get some punches onto Rochelle. Going to miss the charge. Hunter's going to land onto Nick there. Now Charger's going to get a couple punches, and we have a pause.
This looks very dangerous for Team Dangerous. If they don't get this clear after the hunt, I think they're going to have to see these pills committed straight away, which is fantastic for Latin Noobs.
Yeah, I mean, it looks as though Ellis is about to get that clear there onto, I believe that's Nick. Yeah, that's Nick. Rochelle's the one who's in the other section. So then after that, you're going to see Dangerous probably move a little bit faster, because after you get hit like that, usually I know my team likes to move a little bit faster through the map just to get as much health and as much distance as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how easy it will be for them to do. They've got kind of medium pings, and there is a lot of horde on them at the moment.
Yeah, and I think the problem with them running out into that open area would be I'm being told that you should not turn into me and use a lot of puns, because I tend to use a lot of puns when I cast. But no, that's good. That's good. That's the first point of casting, is to be somewhat punny about it, and I know Kiss Me believes that as well. So yeah, we saw a pretty nice amount of damage actually coming out on that first hit. So that's about 75 damage there on a Team Dangerous, and that's just from that initial hit. If they had Splitter there, it probably wouldn't be even more dangerous for them.
Exactly. Very, very dangerous.
Right, and now we're going to see Team Latin Noobs try to throw out another hit here with a Charger, Spitter, a Smoker, and a Boomer. Smoker's actually going to spawn up right here and try to get that pull into Nick. It's going to get. Charger's going to spawn up to cover. Charger's going to go in there and try to get a punch there. Actually going to land the charge onto Nick. That's a far charge. Spit's going to go in there and land as well. Oh, but he's a little bit out of it, so he's going to take just a little. Oh, no, he took a lot of damage.
Oh, no, he was Invis Spit on the edge.
Wow, yeah, that was actually, yeah.
And then we see the pills committed.
Yeah, so with those, but I think he just found an expert set, as a matter of fact. So now, but like you said, it was good for Team Latin Noobs to get somebody bleeding there right off the bat before this event and before that tank. I will be, honestly, I should know, but I will be interested to see exactly where that tank spawns. If it's post event, they're probably going to take it in that little area to start there. But I have a feeling that it's going to be pre. And we have another pause.
I think it is. I think it is pre. I think it's the one where you have to walk right up to the door. Oh, they're calling for a DDoS, apparently.
DDoS C restart. Restart the entire match. It's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, I do believe the server is okay, but let me see if I can actually understand what that means. Something about Toma means they have a DDoS, and I can't translate that fluent Spanish, so I don't understand. I can do a little bit of Spanish, but not a whole lot.
I can't understand a single word of Spanish, sadly. My ping's fine, so I think it might just be the couple plays on Dangerous having
Yeah.
spikes or.
Yeah, something like that. Let me actually check. Yeah, it looks to be pretty normal. All right, guys, bring the DDoS calling for it. Yeah, Kiss Me, get right on that. What is your ping right now, if I can ask?
255.
Holy crap! See, the thing is, when I get, I've been spoiled with the fact that I've been able always to play with ping that's usually pretty low, and then I start to lose my shit when I get to above 150.
It's about 220 is the. At 220, it goes from being fairly broken to completely broken.
Gotcha. And hopefully with the registration, that is improving both on Zen's American servers here and also the Hyper-V servers. We'll see a little bit of an improvement on that. We're going to see another attack coming in here right now. Rochelle's going to get pulled. That Char's going to try to cover something else instead of going for the pulled one. The Hunter's going to land actually for a couple ticks of damage onto Ellis with that spit landing as well. So that's another nice little bit of damage coming out. I would have thought that the Charger would have gone for the smoked one, though, in order to guarantee the charge.
Yeah, I would have thought the same thing as well. I don't know if putting a spit on the Hunter was the best idea. I don't think he took as much damage as he would have if the spitter played on someone else instead.
Right. I mean, that whole fact that he decided to play on the Hunter did get a little bit of damage, but obviously now we're going to see this tank spawning up. The event has been started, so it's up to Team Dangerous to take this in a certain area. It's going to come up into the hands of Knops. So now we're going to see an attack going in. Nice quad boom going out, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that's big. Now we're going to see that Jockey get dead stop there. I think we might see Tank. Where is Tank? There's Tank. Tank is going to commit on that quad boom, which I think is the right idea. I don't know if they should have sent the Jockey in there, however. They probably wanted to save that spawn. He can get one punch there onto Ellis. But he has to be careful not to get burgered. He has two behind him. Oh, he missed the punch. He's getting ripped up by those melees. He missed another punch. And then that Charge is going to come in there and try to save it there. He gets on the Nick. Tank's going to start smacking Coach around as well. That Horde is still out, but he missed another punch there on the Coach. And now he has managed to get that down. Yandere is running around behind him, and he is going to get another punch there. Hunter's going to come flying in as well and get another cap on the Mustachio, but they did manage to avoid the wipe by the burgering of that tank.
I'm with you as well. I don't agree with the Jockey and Hunter going quite in them, but I think the Survivors did a fantastic job shutting down the tank on this ping.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know exactly how hard is it to use melee weapons with high ping.
They're actually really good because although you can't, everything's a bit off and not quite the same.
Sorry to interrupt, but that Boomer Stumble just got another quad boom went out, and the Jockey also went out there onto Rochelle. And now I think this is at the point where I think that was a beautiful tank because now they are indeed probably going to get the wipe off of this. That is 3 down, and Coach is the last one up. And he is down, so that will indeed be the wipe there for Team Latin Noobs on Team Dangerous. This is the opportunity that they needed.
Yeah. I think it's still going to be very difficult for them. They've got about 50 milliseconds high ping in general across all their, actually maybe a bit less. But I think that's going to maybe make them struggle on the tank. I'm not sure. Maybe they should just... I really think maybe their best option with such high ping, and seeing as the last map a lot of the attacks were landing, I think if they get that far, they might need to just hot foot it and see how far they can get.
Yeah. So that, sorry, as you were saying there before I cut you off, the melee weapons actually do help on higher ping?
Yeah, because just like how tanks get long arms, we get long millies in on tanks and stuff. So often you find tanks, we can hit them and the tank can't turn around and get back to us.
Right. So I guess the only time you're able to use lower pings if you were to be playing on your own Australian servers, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but our tournament's pretty active, so our community's pretty active, so we get quite a few pugs. So I get my fair share of low ping games.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, and I mean, I know it's a part of the game there because of the limitations of technology so far. Again, I'm saying so far because we have to see how the Hyper-V servers do. From my experience from connecting from the United States to Europe, the ping actually, and even on Zen's, on the server we're on now, when you're going from US to Europe, just across that distance, I think the ping from the Dynasty versus Apollyon game was like almost even, believe it or not.
Oh wow, that's very impressive.
And the other thing is there were 100 tick servers too, so we'll see how that pans out. We have our first attack that has already spawned up 14 Dangerous right now. They're going to get a pull there out of the safe room. Charger's going to go in there and try to cover. Charger's going to punch Ellis a little bit more, and then Hunter lands a nice boomer cover going out as well. Then they're actually going to still have that Charger going out. They're going Fifth City there on Ellis. That's a lot of damage. And then the Smoker's also going to get a couple more. Actually, no, he's going to run away and not get claws. I lied. And now he's running around behind that palm tree. Now he's getting a couple claws and does get killed. That's a lot of damage going out right there.
Yeah, that was a fantastic attack. The smoker opened it up, hunted for cover, and then with the boom going out, they just couldn't get to that last guy, and charges could punch him all day.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing. Using him pretty much as a pinata, just pinned up against that car, getting the most damage they possibly could.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan with this. It's so hard to land charges on the ping. Punching is fantastic.
Yeah, and then even just taking him there, if you're close enough just to be able to grab him, that probably would work. I'll see if they try to do that this time. Have a Hunter spawned up too, along with the Charger, Spitter, and a Boomer. 14 Dangerous on this next attack. Waiting for the survivors to kind of move, I guess, into the bathroom area. Hunter's just going for a distraction. Trying to see where they're trying to spawn. I think they're trying to spawn from inside the bathroom. Spitter's on top, Charger's in the, I don't even know what room that is.
Looking for those pills.
Yeah. Boomer goes a little bit too early there and does get Indika popped. Then that Hunter's gonna go there. That Charger's actually gonna land on a Nick, and then the Spitter has not spawned yet. They need to clear that Charger, and indeed they do. So it's a little bit late. That's a nice skeep by Nops going down to Yandere.
That was a very broken up attack, and
Yeah.
I think leading with the Boomer, and they're keeping the Spitter. I think they're going to get a 2-2 next attack, and they'll need to do a quick sack before this event to get the right spawns back up.
Right, yeah, they're probably gonna they're gonna want to have a pretty strong attack going into this before the tank spawns up. And you're right, because they have this is not a good hit for that area there. You probably want your Charger here. So we'll see exactly what they decide to toss into sack. Gonna be the Boomer actually going out on the Ellis, gets a 1 boom. They have the Spitter. They actually have most of the attack spawned up. Smoker's trying to get a pull in the back there. Spitter is actually gonna go in there and use his spit as well, and he's gonna die. So they decide to sack the entire hit.
Yeah. I think, you know, with the boom, it might work out for them. He seems to be quite slow clearing these commons that are on him, and I think that's going to give them extra time to get their spawns back up.
Yeah, and when they get their spawns back up, they already have a Hunter in ghosted form right now. Hunter, Boomer, Charger, Smoker. So not a terrible hit actually. They have the Smoker, Charger for separation. They're gonna send it in right now. As a matter of fact, that Smoker's gonna get pulling Ellis through the fence. And then the Boomer's going to jump in and try to cover, but he's not going to get anything, as a matter of fact.
I think these other two are holding for tank.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I think that's what I said that's what we said when the other tank there. It was kind of odd that they did not hold those spawns. But they're indeed holding the spawns, pushing on Latin Noobs right now. Going there, he's going to get his first punch on the coach. Now they're going to go in there with that Charger. Charger's going to get a nice Charger in the corner, and the Hunter also has landed. It's up to Nick to clear this now. The Hunter has a nice cap on the Ellis, and now the tank is going to be able to smack Rochelle across the map. Smack her again. Going for Nick too. This is too much common. This is not looking good for Latin Noobs. Tanks is going to keep pressing down on them, and they're trying to run away, but he still has about 2,535 HP. Just keeps punting Nick around. Ellis has died. Coach has now died as well. Pushing them back towards where they came from. Oh, a nice skeet though in the process here. And if he gets a couple points for style at least. He gets slapped around by that tank.
Fantastic skeet under pressure.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. If you're going to wipe, make sure you take down a Hunter or bring something down maybe.
Exactly, but so we do see the double wipe going out there onto both Latin Noobs and to Dangerous, and actually Team Dangerous managed to gain about, I'd say, yeah, about 15 points to add to their score there.
Yeah, I don't think the game's over though. I find these last two maps are definitely the maps where the points the game's made. It's not in the first two maps.
Yeah, and that's why even in a couple of scrims there where my team did not have a very stellar performance on the first couple of maps, it was like, well, don't worry about it, because even though we were down by or up by 200 or whatever like that, like you just said, the points come from the third and the fourth map of this campaign.
Yeah. I noticed then you probably thought I maybe was insane saying they should just push that event, but I think seeing that wipe, then I definitely think I had the right idea, saying I do think on that ping they should have just been seeing how many points they can grab just to close the gap, just the smallest amount biggest amount they can.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then unfortunately though, they actually managed to give 15 more points to Team Dangerous, so they were not able to get anything from that chapter. Unfortunate, but yeah, it's unfortunate, but they do have a lot of time to make it up, and it's still only a 507-point game, so that's really not a whole lot considering these last couple chapters. However, one thing that is going against them right now is they have a 73% tank spawn on this map, and I know when you're playing from down going into the third and fourth map, the late tank spawns can hurt you if you're trying to make up points.
Definitely, because the survivors make so much distance. It's really hard to make up any distance yourself. And that 73% tank, I'm pretty sure it spawns just on the ladder before the ambulance. So that one's a very high wipe rate tank as well.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And then you also have the ladder choke and the witch, of course. And that ladder choke is notorious for being extremely hard for survivors to navigate, just due to the fact it's really hard to clear stuff.
Yeah. I think that once you get past that ladder, if that tank wasn't there, it's a completely different map for the rest of it. It's quite easy, that last half.
I agree with what you're saying there, but due to the tank, they will indeed be impeded. Now we're going to see this attack going in relatively soon for Team Latin Noobs. They have a Hunter, a Boomer, a Smoker, and a Charger. Hunter is already spawned up there. Seems to be waiting a little bit for the survivors to get out a little bit more. Interesting strategy. See, the thing is, I've learned that if you take your survivor team and press them up against that wall, you really can't get boomed. But we're going to see the attack coming in from the front. It's going to be the Smoker trying to pull to set up his Charger here. We got the Hunter spawned up in the back, and it's now just a dance going on between the survivors and infected.
Yeah, and the boom is rotating to see if he can get a better spot. Because it looks like they are covering that boom fairly well.
But he got it there. He got the nice 2-boom going in. Now we had that pull going on to Nick. That's a long pull. Charger's going to go in there and try to cover. He's going to get a nice Charger onto Rochelle. Actually going to get a level. That was a nice play. Hunter's still jumping around. You can see them trying to get that M2 and kill, but they actually do not get that. A little bit of damage going out from that Hunter and Smoker combination. So pretty much evenly matched. And they're saying Hammer Escucha, which means Hammer, you need to listen, man.
Yeah, I think the infected play was good, but the survivors clearing was just so good as well. That Charger was shut down as soon as it touched a survivor.
Right, I mean, and they were able to get that kind of level there. I don't know exactly how hard or easy leveling is with a lot of ping, but I can imagine it's quite interesting from a technical perspective.
Yeah, I just swing and pray. That's how I do it normally.
Yeah, because with the ping and then the hitboxes and the models and everything is flying around. See, my thing is I do not know the technical aspects of this game that well. I call it like I see it. That's why I'm shoutcasting.
Yeah, things like Millies are server side, so they are complete. I mean, like leveling is server side, so it's completely completely destroyed by ping. That's a really good double boom.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice boom, but now you see Dangerous is playing it smart there. They're going to back up against that wall, push to the car, and just kind of kill the common. Smoker is trolling now, jumping around near the Witch, I believe, and the Witch is in an interesting position here. That actually might be easy for the survivors to bypass. He's like tucked in the corner there.
Let this other spawn come back up there. Oh, here they go, draw crown.
Yeah, they're going for the draw. They're just trying to get as much as they possibly can. Now he's going to get charged. That happens, and the Witch is indeed going to get that down. Then Coach is going to be able to beat that Witch down before she's able to get any more damage. And now Rochelle does get that spitter pick, but that was a pretty nice infected coordinated attack there to make sure that they got that Witch down.
Yeah, definitely. I like how the Hunter went for the one that split himself from the other three. And although he did get cleared pretty quickly, I think that was a great idea.
Yeah, and pushing up against, I don't know exactly how your team likes to do it, but that's the same kind of call my team made in our match. We kind of went and pushed up against that car.
Yeah, I think it's good because all the spawns have to. Oh, we've got a single boom and a charge. Landing on the pole, smoke in front.
Actually, that's a pretty good amount of damage going out because the Smoker was able to really distract survivors there, and the Hunter was able to get a repounce onto Rochelle.
Yeah, and they'll have to commit another set of kills here.
Like we said, with that tank coming rather late, and the thing is, you need to have pills preserved for that ladder hit because it's just so hard to shut down that hit.
Yeah, it's a very controversial hit. Lots of people are saying it's too difficult.
Thing is, though, I think it's been pretty much the same hit. I have a nice double boom again going out there. It looks like they actually might want to send the rest of this attack in relatively soon. Charge's going to go in there and get a nice charge on Rochelle. Jackie trying to cover is going to get dead stopped them too and shut down. But again, that sprit's going to go in as well and get a little bit more damage onto Rochelle. So they did sack in the right order, I believe. But that ladder hit's been like that. As again, I haven't been part of the community for that long, but it's been like that forever.
Yeah, it has. It's always been the hardest part. And this map in total is very, very hard map. I think it's probably one of the hardest maps in the Left 4 Dead 2 map, 5 map layout.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there because just and then also this choke can be pretty deadly too, depending because I know teams sometimes forego the ladder hit and then they surprise their opponents by hitting in the alley down here.
Yeah, it's a very popular pub hit to put the spit charge down here. They don't have a. Do they have a spitter? No, they don't have a spitter at the moment, so I don't think
Oh, they
they're
actually
going
have.
anyway for a sack.
They actually have a very, very bad setup for this, to be honest, because they're about to lose those 2 pinning spawns. Jockey has to get himself killed, and now they actually might be able to rush ladder, and all they've got is a Boomer and a Smoker for ladder. And Boomer's spawning up right now, trying to delay some more. That's gonna be a dual boom coming out. Why aren't they just pushing the ladder?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that boom definitely helps them effectively slow them down. But if I was these survivors, I'd be going as fast as I can to get to this get through this ladder choke.
Believe it or not, actually, this is gonna. The fact that they went so slowly, maybe they thought they were trying to get a kill before them, but this is gonna be a nice hit now if they get the spitter for this. They do. It's actually gonna be a nice hit now for Latin Noobs on top. Wow. Like we just said, I would have hightailed it down there, just like completely just gone for that ladder. Because then if you get past the ladder choke, there's really not a whole lot impeding you to the tank.
Yeah, and they're going to be in bad position now for this tank. They won't have any pills as soon as they. So as long as the tank commits a little bit of damage, it's going to wipe, I think.
Oh, but that's a. Oh, they got a car alarm trigger. The Smoker pulled one out as well too. You have to get a repull there. I saw a little bit of lag go out there, but yeah, that's going to be actually not a terrible amount of damage, but it's going to be enough to make Rochelle slow for this tank.
Yeah, that was a huge charge. They did actually manage to bunt the Hunter at the back, which is very well done on that ping. I think if the Hunter landed, they'd be in a lot of trouble. They did a good job of getting out of it with the health that they have.
Oh, but unfortunately, Rochelle got pulled back there, so it's going to be even more damage going on to her. Actually, they do indeed get an in-cap, accidentally in-capping his own teammate.
And the tank is up as well.
Oh goodness, this is going to be interesting. Boomer is going to actually get popped before he's able to go in, but they still have the rest of that horde trickling in. I don't know, would you send tank in right here?
I'm not sure. The spawns are down. I think with all this horde, it would be a good idea, especially with the team split like this over that car.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. He's going to get the initial down there on the coach. Then he's going to be able to turn around and focus on the rest of the survivors. He's doing with horde. Throwing a nice jump rock here is Renew. Tank in his hands, going for Rochelle. Going to get the second down here. Going to smack Ellison. Actually might be able to get a double if he... Yep, almost with the double. Then the pull's going to go out onto Nick there, and he's going to be slow. Tank is running around here, and Smoker will get cleared. Tank just needs to decide to go and push one or the other. He's going to get juked out by Ellis, actually, but no more of that. And
massive level coming out by Nick. Huge level.
Yeah, they actually managed to get him back up, but unfortunately for them, I don't believe they have the health to do it, to really do a whole lot. Now Tank is crouched wrong. Seeing some fun happening.
These like Jacob strats here.
Jacob strats. Oh my gosh, and they see him trying to pick him up, and we'll go in there, and he will get that final in cap. So like you said, that's a tough tank to fight survivor side, especially if you have an alarm car go off.
Yeah, I think that is a really high wipe rate tank. If you play it in front, like where they did, there's a lot of spawns, or if you play it at the back, you're dealing with all the cars. Or you can try and push up, but the tank's already there. This is the same tank that we had in our game, and we decided to take it at the back. But we got hit. A car actually rolled around the truck and managed to get one of us, and then...
Really?
It was very unlucky.
Yeah. Were you guys able to survive it, or...?
No, not after the car, because I think it hit 2 people, so that was it. We had 2 up, and we just tried to make as much distance as we could with the 2 people we had.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I mean, in that area there, and like you said, with the wipe rates and stuff like that, I guess the only way to really cleanly survive that tank is if you have, and again, it's not a guarantee by any means, but if you don't manage to trigger an alarm car and you're able to get into that area down there, I guess, and this line survivors up like along the side of the truck, and then also a little bit back further to not get hit by the hittable, you might be able to kite the tank in that area, maybe around the pillars or something like that. But it's still a very high wipe rate.
Yeah, it's and you have to play extremely aggressive as survivors to just shut it down. The tank can't really play rock tank there, so it will have to commit, and you just have to get as much onto it as you can.
I guess the only way to play rock would be if you drop the tank down there, similar to where the ladder is. There's like a little area the tank can run around in, but I've never actually seen somebody try a rock tank there.
Yeah, I did think about it once, but I think the fence is too high in front of you, so you can't get rocks over and down in time to hit the survivors.
Oh, and looks as though Kiss Me has indeed returned, so we will be ready to go live. And the Latin Noobs right now, they just need to have a very, very nice Survivor chapter. They need to somehow they need to at least make it to that tank, and if they can find a way to kill it, then more power to them. But it's going to be a tough task.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd just be praying for an early tank next chapter.
Yeah, while maintaining the score gap that they had coming into this one.
Oh yeah.
Right now, I mean, if they're to get wiped there around the tank, it's still going to be about somewhere between a 500 and 400 point game, I think.
Yeah, which is a big gap coming into the last map. But I think with an early tank, if they can shut it down quickly, it could still be a very close game.
And then I'll spawn at like something like 70%, then there will be absolutely no point. There's Priest on top of the bridge and it's got chipped down to 131 HP. The rest of the attack's gonna be a Charger, a Smoker, and a Boomer. 4 Team Dangerous on this first hit. We're gonna see exactly where they decide to come from. Survivors are just clearing out the comm and being careful about it. And like I said before, if they stay closer to that wall, they avoid the risk of getting boomed. But the infected team's actually waiting. Now they're gonna have the Smoker spawn up and jump around in the field there. Charger's gonna swap as well. Smoker's gonna get picked there. Charger's gonna go in there. Boom's gonna land 2 boom onto both Ellis and the coach. They're gonna clear that hunter that was on Nick. Now the Charger's gonna come back in and try to get a couple of punches here. And he is gonna get nicely shut down. So pretty nice handle there by Survivors.
Definitely, it was almost the same kind of dancing around with the spawns that we saw when the teams were the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Almost the exact same positions as the way they committed as well. I think they did a good job of shutting down the attack though, because Hunter landed and Charger only just missed.
And they got the fast clears too, and that's something that I know has to be hard to do on high ping as well, as to clear as instantaneously as if you were on low ping.
Yeah, definitely, and jockeys they didn't have a jockey that set, but jockeys are impossible. Like they run through commons and then that's it, you're done. You can't keep up with them because you can't get through the common on the ping.
Right. It looks like they are going to try to get this witch hit as well onto Team Latin Noobs. Our Team Dangerous, Boomer, Spitter, Hunter, and a Smoker spawned up to try and get as much as they can onto that witch who's sitting nicely in the corner, as I mentioned before. How would you recommend taking this right now if you were Latin Noobs?
I'm a reload.
I'm not really sure. I think that you'd have to know that there is stuff on the witch. I think your best option would be to draw it back into that back wall where you are more protected. I don't think pushing it when they don't know what is actually around that corner is a great idea. So I think they really should take it back to that back fence.
Yeah, nice pick on the Spitter there, and they also got the Smoker to spawn. So now, like you said, they do know that stuff is up onto the witch, and they're actually might be able to pick that Smoker. They managed to shoot that Smoker down to 75 HP, and then actually Nick goes up there and gets an awesome crown by Knops onto that witch. Hunter's gonna go flying in there. I almost missed that.
Yeah, I think he'd been ghosting there for a while. He hadn't been moving, so I think maybe the Smoker had forgotten he was there, so he made his move once the Spitter was down, and yeah, great crown.
They're going to need to handle the rest of the attacks kind of like that, but starting off with a Tri-Boom here going on to them. As they jump out the window here, we're going to have a Hunter, a Charger, and a Spitter coming in from the back. Charger's going to go in there and try to miss his, actually misses Charge. Like you said, Chargers are very hard to land on that higher ping. They run through a little bit of spit and get a little bit of damage there. Hunter gets a couple claws onto Nick, but I think this is a pretty impressive chapter so far from Latin Noobs.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing it together. Maybe Mario started listening this time, and and I think if they can keep this up, they're definitely contenders in this match.
Yeah, and as we mentioned at the start of the cast here, the 2 teams that are playing are not in contention for brackets and stuff, and the bracket stage for after the Swiss style of this tournament, unfortunately. But that does not mean that they can have awesome play and that they can really represent where they what they want to be in the competitive community.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it's still fun to play these games. It's still fun to compete, so it's great that they're still here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's awesome to see teams like this still, I know some teams who might say, you know what, we can't really make playoffs, why are we playing these games? But you see teams consistently in this tournament still just playing on, and that's really what it's about. It's about having fun, good sportsmanship, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. They're taking this choke just as slow as the Team Dangerous did. Maybe it's very I'm guessing it's very common, maybe it's a very common South American strat to set up on this first hole.
I guess, yeah, because the way we saw Hammer doing it there is, for some reason they put him in front there when he was the most health bonus. And I'm not exactly sure why, but then when they set him down there, they were anticipating a hit in that alleyway there. looks as though this Boomer is going to actually be able to get back up here after a respawn, and we will see how they handle this hit now. Boomer's going to be jumping around on the car, and they have a jockey, a smoker, and a charger here. This could be a lot of damage coming out, honestly.
Definitely, if they manage to set this alarm off, just like we saw Latino Noobs do, I think it could be very good. But they do have a lot of health, and they do have all their pills.
Right here, I think the biggest part is just not to get multiple people capped on top of the hole, and then not to be like held down below either. And they're gonna go up right now. Actually, we're gonna see Knots run out there. He's gonna get pulled to that car. Jockey's gonna get that intercept. That's a tri-cap, and the Boomer's gonna be able to jump down there and troll whoever is down below. So they actually did not block that ladder, I don't believe. And then that's a ridiculous tri-cap happening here. That's gonna be a lot of damage coming out by Cookie.
Yeah, that's a real shame. I'd love to have seen them survive this tank and maybe bring the game a bit closer. I think the real issue was that after the hit, that single boom went off and the smoke went down, he took the opportunity. He knew there was only 2 things left. He climbed up, and the rest of the team didn't come up with him.
Right, yeah, he went up like that, and then the rest of the team wasn't able to cover. Now, Knops is dead, and we're going to see if Coach can clear Rush out here. I do not believe he will be able to, so that will be the wipe on the Team Latin from Team Dangerous. And like you said, that is indeed unfortunate because they have, but actually though, they have maintained the score gap pretty much. Like, they still only gave another 15 points to Team Dangerous, so now it's pretty much going to depend on the tag spawn in the 4th chapter.
Yeah, definitely. If it's that event tank, the 63% kind of area that we're looking at, I think it's such a hard tank. That is also a rock tank, and like I said earlier, rock tanks are, you just can't you can't do much about them. And last game, Dragon was saying that in that area, tank can rock tank all day. It's a very easy place to play the rock tank.
Luckily, we're going to see it at 40%, so this is actually quite a... I think it could go either way, honestly. It could go good for survivors or good for infected here. This is what we wanted here. We wanted to see it be somewhat competitive, and then if Latin Noobs managed to wipe Dangerous, and then they managed to play that tank quite well, they theoretically could come back and win this.
Yeah. This is this tank. I've seen this tank get no damage, and I've seen this tank wipe teams. So I think this is a great tank great tank for Latino Noobs. I'm sure Dangerous were hoping for a later tank in the game.
Right. I mean, they're coming in with just over a 500-point health bonus, a 522-point lead, which is nice to have coming. You definitely want to be. I think you definitely want to be leading coming into this chapter.
Yeah, and I think they will get about, if they do make it to tank, they will get an extra about 200 points. So I think, regardless of what happens, Latino Noobs will have to finish this map.
Right, it's really all going to depend on if they're going to need distance points alone or if they're going to need health bonus. But making health bonus on this map, I've seen teams do it, but it's also quite the task.
Yeah, definitely. Normally at that event, you just take so much damage in that pre-area there. Normally your team's just trying to race for those last 2 pills in that little room straight after event, because you do take a lot of damage in this map.
Right, I mean, the map's pretty unforgiving in that sense, and I think Dragon termed it right when he called them kind of marathon maps there, and just endurance.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the important things is if you can keep shutting down attacks, it often wears down the infected and their attacks get sloppy. I've noticed that often in these maps. As long as you play the first half very strong, the infected kind of get frustrated towards the second half.
You can definitely see that being a possibility, because it's like when you start getting shut down a lot by the other team, then it's like, well, okay, we're doing something wrong. It does get frustrating when you're just rendered ineffective.
Yeah.
Exactly, the attack actually is going to try to go in right here. We have a jockey spawn in the front, going to be a Boomer, a Hunter, and a Spitter for Team Latin Noobs along with that jockey. Jockey got chipped down a little bit already to like 308 health, 8 health points, right? HP, let's just go with that. Boomer's going to get nicely popped there by Yandere. I had the Hunter going in for a pounce as well. Actually, he's going to get dead stop, but the jockey's managed to save his Hunter friend there and actually gets a nice ride on the Coach. Going to bring him back into Spit for 40 damage, so actually not bad on that first hit.
Yeah, I think that was very good. After that Boomer pop, they did a good job to really scavenge 40 points from that attack.
Yeah, I mean, and now they've gotten that, they just need to chip him down a little bit more, because like we said, for tanks, it all comes down to how well you handle the attacks beforehand, and the less you give the infected team to work with, the better. Yeah,
exactly. That's what Danger should be focusing on right now, just minimizing minimizing the damage before this tank.
And
Well,
we're
the
gonna
map.
Yeah, that was interesting because they started off very nicely on Survivor side with popping that boomer, but then that charger and that hunter just kind of flew in there and got another. Oh my gosh, that's actually more than I thought it was. Like
Yeah,
83.
It's
Yeah.
almost the same thing. The boomer got popped, but they still managed to get something out of it. Maybe the survivors relaxed after the boomer pop and did concentrate on the other spawns. I'm not sure.
Yep, and we are going to see the final tank for Team Latin Noobs up right now into the hands of Hammer. And the first hit's going to be a boomer, a jockey, and a charger. How about you tell us what's going on with this tank, High Cookie?
Okay, it looks like the tank is trying to get the bin in. This is going to be very interesting if he does. We do have a jockey, what is it? Jockey, boomer, and a charger at the back. I know he's given up with the bin. Is coming in from the side. It's a 200 chip coming out from the sides and a single boom. I think the boomer's just sucking. I think they're deciding to go with the 3 cap. I think that's a very good idea for this tank. It's difficult to get the boomer in here.
I definitely agree, and that horde focus will take the survivors' sight a little bit off as well.
Yeah, the tank's begging for some sight here. I think maybe if the survivor's still dealing with the leftover trickle of this horde, and we do have the hunter. We do have a hunter now, so that is the 3 cap they were looking for. Oh, I think we'll see the tank starting to commit now. We've got a hunter spawn from below, charger coming up the stairs. Charger lands, tank keeps missing his punches, hunter lands as well. Tank just trying to, hunter cleared, tank trying to protect these last cappers. We've got a hit down to the level below. Oh no, tank's dropped down. And it looks like we'll see all survivors back up and healthy and pilled up. And this tank looks like they're looking to AI the tank.
Yeah, that's maybe, I don't know, they might try to send him in again from the top as well. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the wipe I don't think the Latin Noobs needed.
Definitely not, and the tank has gone AI.
Oh no. We're going to see some inventive tank trying to get his way around here. Are we going to hop up onto that? Yeah, he's doing the vending machine strat.
They need to be very careful with this boom here. If they boom early or boom the wrong people, the tank will, and they have used the boom, so the tank will, it was shut down.
A little bit
I
more.
found
Yeah, I mean, a little bit more proxy damage coming out, but like we just said, there's not going to be the wipe that they needed. And now the problem is, if Team Dangerous manages to make it to the event, that's going to put them, I don't know, 800, 900 points ahead, and that's a lot for Latin Noobs to have to come back from.
that is, yeah, that's quite a huge bonus. And we have pause.
Crash. Alright, so that's saying why, they said they crashed and that's why they did it. Okay. Okay then. So, yeah, unfortunately, like we said there, it's going to be hard for Team Latin Noobs now to come back. All the speculation that we did at the start there was hinging on the fact that Latin Noobs would wipe Dangerous with that tank, and the survivors actually did a pretty good job of shutting it down. They have one Cid actually is down to about under 30 temporary health, but the rest of them are fast, so they should be able to make up a whole lot of distance, and if nothing else, make it to that event.
Definitely. This event, if you shut down that one attack and you're still fast enough to get across and you get to those pills, they could even make safe room with quite a lot of bonus.
Yeah, if they manage to get that to happen, we will exactly see what happens. Attention, Mr. Director. Okay then. I'm not really sure what they are asking for, but I'm sure we will find out. So we have the half-health smoker kind of crawling around in the back there. And yeah, it's gonna be a smoker, spitter, hunter, and a jockey for Team Latin Noobs here. They're gonna try to drop the smoker from the back. It does not land, unfortunately. Now the hunter does manage to land on his Nick, and there's gonna be a spit coming out as well. But unfortunately, I think that smoker just accidentally gave Nick. Actually, no, that's actually pretty good. He gave him a double get up there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's exactly what Latino Noob, sorry, needed. Smashing Nick's health bonus. So what I said just before that pause came undone, I don't think they'll be able to do that now. They will have one slow survivor, one almost slow survivor, and I think this event will be very tricky now for them to get through.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole thing with this event is even to rush it there, you're going to need to be in pretty stable health in order to make the jump. And I think what they should do is they should take all the survivors and run them up against the door, kind of like they are now. I got Nick still up top, though. Starting's going to go in there and is going to try to punch him down. He's actually going to get a hit onto him. He does get the punch down. Ferry goes rocketing off there, so now Nick has gone down. They are trying to punch a shot in the middle of that spit, and I do believe that will be another incapped. So that's a 2-cap down with a boom horde focus. Actually, the horde focus is on the survivor up top right now, so Ellis should be able to get Rochelle up.
Yeah, I think it was very good playing on the separation there. They saw the 2 drop down to start the event and they just went for it. I know a lot of... Yeah?
No, as you were saying.
I think a lot of teams like to play on the event start, and I think it was a very good idea for them to go in early and get them on that with that separation.
Oh, that was a nice ski coming out from Yandere there. Jockey's trying to cover this actually, and the jockey and the smoker pull the same guy, so they're going to send Yandere floating across the gap there. Spit actually is going to be able to down him there in the corner, and Hammer's jockey has tries to cap another, but they're just going to go for points right now. Hi, Cookie.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what I think they should do. They're just trying to push, maybe make it to these pills, and just make this score gap as big as possible.
The more points that they get, like we said, the harder it's going to be now. Latin Noob's now facing over a 900-point differential here, and unfortunately that's going to require them to make safe room with health bonus after doing with the tank, the witch, and the event.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't say that it is undoable. Last map we saw the Latin Noobs before that single choke, they were all on easily over 80, but I think they were all over 90 perm health, and with 4 sets of pills. So if they can do what they did in that first half of the map in this map and keep it up, and maybe they can make it.
It was definitely a possibility, but I'd feel pretty good if I was on Team Dangerous right now. But like we said, it's under 1,000 points, and pretty much what they just need to do is high tail it and just play really well in the survive round. It's definitely doable because I've seen teams do it before.
Yeah. I do think Dangerous will be in a like I said before, it's a head game. It's a lot of it's in your head, so I think we will see actually very strong attacks from Dangerous because they'll be sitting in a very good position, and I think they know there's a very slim chance of the other team really catching up to them.
And I actually had the pleasure of playing Team Dangerous in my round 4 game on Detour Ahead, and when we did play them, even though we got a little bit of a lead on them, we did not let up there. So you just gotta make sure you keep, like you said, mentally slamming the other team into the ground so they don't have the chance to come back.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Yeah, it hasn't seemed to phase the Latin Noobs with a fantastic pop going out there.
Oh, I almost lagged out there for a second, but we also saw the Jackie, right? We saw the Jackie landing on Coach there and drag him into Spit for a little bit more damage. So there's actually a pretty good amount of chip down there onto Figura so far.
Yeah, I noticed that through this game, and that attack did the same thing. Both teams play their attacks very similar. They had the Boomer come in and it got popped once again, and they ended up jockeying someone in Spit. It was the exact same attack we saw in the first half.
Oh, we're going to see a nice separation charge coming in here now. As a matter of fact, Rochelle was able to clear it, though. Hunter's not going to get a whole lot of damage for that. It's going to be a little bit of damage going on to Renew. And now the Boomer's actually coming at the end there. And I don't know if you noticed, but when you played Team Nayu, did they send their Boomers in first a lot?
Yeah, they did. I noticed that a bit. They do. I think it must be maybe how they play in South America. They very much enjoy try to play the Boomer first and go for that kind of distraction and disorientation before the captors can come in.
Yeah, because I know when Kissing and I did a cast of theirs on Swamp Fever, actually, it was just Boomer first, Boomer first, Boomer first, Boomer first, and the American team figured it out. Unfortunately, they weren't able to change it up, but we do have our last tank of the game up here right now in the hands of Elsid for Team Dangerous. And Hi Cookie, tell us how it's gonna go.
Well, at the moment we have, my HUD's not working, so we have 2 charges apparently, but sorry, I'm just trying to get the spec HUD to turn on. Okay, so we have a Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter. I think the tank will be committing with these spawns. The Jockey and Hunter are ready to go. Tank's gone in, desperately trying to get a quick corner. They've got a smoke going out on the guy on the stairs, but that is cleared. Fantastic hunt on the top of the stairs. Tank's just trying to protect that. And that will be all the support cleared, and the tank is in a fairly bad position at the moment. Oh, it's stuck.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, the reason I knew he was stuck right there is I saw the Serious Business AG table flip game, and that's the same place that Purple got stuck with about 1100 health.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember that now. He got out, and it was basically end of the tank right there.
Hold on to these pills. Hey, we might need these.
And I mean, unfortunately, if you run the tank up there, I don't believe that's grounds for a restart, is it?
I don't think so, because I don't think it's... Or maybe not. I don't think it would be very fair to restart there either. Great attack going out, but it looks like the Latin noobs do have a fair amount of health here. They've got just over 700 bonus, which is easily enough if they can maintain this, and they have lots of pills. They have the pills to do it. They could definitely bring this back.
This is gonna be big. They need to. Team Dangerous now needs to get a little bit worried here because that tank, unfortunately, like he was doing pretty well, but then when he got stuck with 3k health, that wasn't good. Jockey going in from the top here, trying to land on the survivors. He's not gonna get it. There's also a charger, a boomer, and a spitter. Boomer's gonna jump in right now. Get a nice quad boom. Wow. Now we're gonna. They're backing up into the corner. Charger's gonna go in there. He's actually gonna stumble a few of them, but they're not gonna take a whole lot of damage. We're able to get out there. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse.
Yeah, that was well, with that last jockey kill, that was a fantastic shutdown after that quad boom. I thought that was really going to be going a different direction for them, but
exactly, and I mean, it was like when they had the quad beam, I thought the Charger was going to land a multi there. That would have been disastrous, but thankfully for Team Latin, they were able to avoid that.
Yeah, they are holding on to their pills here, which I think is a fairly smart thing to do so that they can get up and go quickly once this event is finished.
Single boom going out there on Nick. Now they're going to probably try to send spin there as well. Indeed they do. Nopsy going to get tackled on top of the... that's actually a nice play by Nopsy. He jumps up there, but now he's going to get pulled off. He's going to have to take his pills, I'm pretty sure, in order to avoid from going down. Although the Horde focus is all on Nick right now. As a matter of fact, the float is close enough. We're going to see Team Latin Noobs try to push this. This could be pretty big, High Cookie. They could do this.
Yeah, they definitely could. They still have about 200 bonus, then more than what they need to win the game. With the pills coming up, and we didn't get to see how many sets of pills are in this next room, but if there's a couple of sets there, they could definitely bring this back to a win.
Okay, now the other thing is that Boomer did manage to land on a Nick, but in this situation, I actually think that might be something bad that's happening because the event, all the Horde focus now is going to be just on one survivor, and he's gonna be able to keep pushing ahead. And the thing is, he's non-health bonus, so he's going to be able to keep pushing. We're going to see they have to check that pill cabinet for pills, and they're going to get nothing. So all right then. And they also have this witch kill to test too, so they just need to make safe room pretty much with this bonus.
Yeah, and I didn't even factor in the fact that the witch is 25 points, so with that, I think they can get, what, 230 more distance, plus 400 bonus. It's looking dangerous for Team Dangerous.
Indeed. So we're gonna see, but I think they're playing it right now. What they're doing is they're just kind of holding out the rest of that event horde. They just gotta take it careful. They gotta clear out, and they really just need to shut down this hit and make sure they don't hit Coach. Because if they hit Coach, that's the health bonus.
Yeah, you can see already the way the survivors are laid out. Coach is right between all of them, making sure that he can't get hit by anything.
It looks as though they're gonna be sending the draw crown from the street here. Hunter is spawned up in the back. This is going to be a crucial hit. Oh, Smoker got the pull into Nick. Then's going to get cleared. Charger drops down. Charger misses the charge. Boomer is going to go out there onto Rochelle. They're going to get stumbled and cleared off now. So that's the special infected hit down. And we're going to see Team Latin Noobs now going to be able to approach that witch, except for the fact they have the Smoker still sitting next to it. He almost has a recharge on his pull. Gotta be careful with this. Smoker's dancing around near the witch. Gonna get the pull off.
Witch is set off.
Oh no. We got the scratch down, so that's not going to be 25 points for them. That's definitely not the way the Team Latin Noobs wanted that to go. They wanted to try to get that extra 25 points, but it's still doable now. They can still make safe room with this, and maybe they'll find some more pills along the way even.
Yeah, they're still just in it, skin of their teeth, but they are still just in it. If they can keep Coach and Ellis fairly well protected.
They're doing the right thing. They're using Rochelle as a heavy meat shield for that spit and that pounce, and the Dragon's gonna come in there. He's gonna land on a Nick. So again, that's still non-health. So they're doing right with this. But the one thing that's gonna screw them over, you know, might actually be a charger.
Yeah, and I also think the fact that although they are doing a good job protecting their health, those guys have lost so much health now that they're going to have to deal with a lot more attacks in this last section, even though it is quite short.
Right, we actually see Figura is actually still fast. Oh no! Okay, so the charger got one punch on the health bonus. Now the health bonus is still outside. This is gonna come down. This Hunter's gonna land on the health bonus. He's gonna get cleared though. Oh my gosh, High Cookie, we're gonna see a very close finish here.
This is going to be an extremely close finish, I think.
Oh my. So, charger's out of the way. Let me check. Alright, well, it's not going to count out because it's incapacitated Nop, so when Nop gets back up, we'll see the actual health bonus that they have.
140, it says for me.
Oh, I don't think that's enough, unfortunately.
I don't think that's enough either, and we dangerous timed out.
So it looks as though Latinoobs will indeed be able to make the safe room with this, unless they get wiped there at the end. But unfortunately, I think that the map 1 situation came back to not be optimal for what they want to be right now.
Yeah, definitely. If you first map, they were behind by 450 points. So if you took that map out, the game was actually extremely close. Every single map. It's just a shame that once they had this lead in the last map, they just couldn't keep it up in those last 2 attacks, especially on that one just before Witch.
Yeah, I mean, and if they would have gotten the Witch points there and they wouldn't have taken as much damage, then they would have definitely been in a better position here. But you gotta give kudos to them. They never stopped fighting.
Yeah, I think that's says a lot about their team. The fact that they can come into the last map 500 points down or 700 points, I think it was, and you know, bring it back and play so well.
Yeah, exactly like you said. Just under 1,000 points there going into their survivor turn. So we're gonna see them try to finish it out. Try not to take a whole, try not to get wiped here on this last hit. I do believe Nick is sitting around 1 health. Indeed, he is, and they will try to make it the safe room. And again, if my calculations are correct, I do not believe they can win at this point. You can see a jockey going out there onto Ellis as well. That's actually gonna be some permanent health down. So now we pretty much concrete. Charger's coming in now as well, trying to land his charge here. He's gonna get leveled. Smoker Pole is gonna go out in the back here. They're gonna shut down that jockey, and Figura still has a nice amount of perm health. Unfortunately, they did just incapacitate Rochelle. So +1 health Nick is going to pick up no health Rochelle. And Coach is going to kind of limp forward here. Just kind of wrap it up, trying to wrap it up here, I guess. And now Rochelle's just kind of standing in the back. Knox is deciding to watch the world burn.
I think he's trying to do man versus world.
Pretty much. Maybe he's trying to block the spawn in the back too. Hunter's gonna spawn up here right now. Jumping in is gonna get the down on Nick. This actually could turn into a wipe now. Charger's gonna go in there and lands on the Coach. And Knobs managed to kill that Hunter. Nice dead stop.
But we do have Hammer sadly passed away, and they have lost that last slither of bonus that they had, and that will be GG.
Indeed, that will be the wipe. That was the time in which that Latinoobs tried to make up those points. Unfortunately, they are going to fall to Team Dangerous by a score of 1,704 to 1,404. Dangerous taking the win, and but still, though, you gotta give the Latinoobs. They really played a hard-fought game.